For more than a century, there's one ability we've refused to give Neanderthals. Not intelligence, not emotion, it's language. Because the moment we do, the story of human superiority falls apart. Here's how. Act 1. The comfort myth. Neanderthals were painted as silent brutes for one simple reason. If they couldn't speak, they weren't really like us. And if they weren't like us, their disappearance didn't raise uncomfortable questions. A grunting caveman is easy to dismiss. A speaking human cousin is not. But science doesn't care about comfort. Act 2. The bone that broke the story. To speak, you need the right hardware, and the most important piece is a small U-shaped bone in your throat, the hyoid. In 1989, archaeologists found a Neanderthal hyoid bone. At first glance, it looked human, but appearance alone isn't proof. So scientists scanned its internal structure, the microscopic stress patterns left behind by muscle use. The result was shocking. The Neanderthal hyoid showed the same biomechanical signature as modern human speech. Not ape-like, not primitive, speech adapted. Bones don't lie. Act 3. The air sac trade-off. Most primates have laryngeal air sacs. They're great for loud calls, but terrible for clear speech. Neanderthals didn't have them, just like us. That means their vocal system traded volume for precision. You don't make that trade unless articulation matters. If this already changes how you see Neanderthals, pause for a second and hit like. It helps this channel reach people who think they already know human history. Act 4. The gene that shouldn't exist. Next problem, genetics. FOP2 is often called the language gene. That's a simplification, but break it in humans and speech collapses. When scientists sequenced Neanderthal DNA, they expected differences. They didn't get them. Neanderthals carried the same FOP2 protein variant as modern humans, the same 2 critical amino acid changes linked to speech motor control. And this wasn't recent. These changes appeared over 500,000 years ago, before humans and Neanderthals split, meaning the genetic toolkit for speech wasn't invented by us, it was inherited. Act 5. Same engine, same wiring. Genes don't work alone. They need regulatory switches. And here's the key. Most of the regulatory machinery controlling FOP2 is also shared with Neanderthals. Same engine, mostly the same wiring. No evidence of a sudden language mutation. Act 6. The brain without a brain. We don't have Neanderthal brains, but we do have logic. Highly social animals with complex communication share special fast signaling neurons. Humans have them, so do great apes, elephants, and whales. By evolutionary logic, Neanderthals almost certainly did too. That kind of brain doesn't produce flat grunt-based communication. Now look at behavior. Neanderthals buried their dead. They used pigments symbolically. They wore personal ornaments. They cared for injured individuals. They showed clear right-handedness, a sign of language lateralized brains. Symbolism is mapping meaning onto matter. That's language thinking. You don't pass this down with gestures alone. Act 8. Why people still resist. Some scientists still say, yes, but not real language. That's not anatomy talking, that's psychology. Because once Neanderthals had language, they had names, stories, warnings, parents explaining the world to children. And then they stop being an experiment. They become another kind of human. And final act, the question that sticks. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If Neanderthals could talk, their extinction wasn't a verdict on intelligence. It was timing. It was adaptability. It was history breaking one way instead of another. And the most dangerous idea of all is this. In a fast-changing world, survival has never belonged to the best, only to the flexible. If this video challenged what you thought you knew, subscribe. If it made you uncomfortable, comment. And if you think someone still believes Neanderthals were just grunting cavemen, share this with them. The past isn't dead. It's still arguing with us.